Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm streaming. I'm streaming now, so we'll start recording, and then I'll play one of their songs there, and then, like I said, just not over my direction, right?
All right.
All right.
I'm steady on that creep. So who's really fucking with me? With me, you'll find me rolling 20 deep. I'm steady on that creep. So who's really fucking with me? With me. You see me, laid back, I'm zoned out. In the whip, wood grain, I'm coked out. Swerving through the dope route. Anyone blocking the way to getting choked out. That's us to see just what evil and Polk out. For getting smoked out. A hazy cloud rolling out the window now. Hoodu and Polk, they strap like it's about to go down. It's like a fire range, shipping full clips like loud. Quick trip to the casket. Rolling 8 cars deep like a funeral procession. Masses gunfire with a pound in the bass. Leave no survivors left. The ID this space. Keep your vision dark with fist cocked for lights out, lights out. Let's be real, you really wanna fucking show down or throw down, then go round, sleep your lungs gasping till they close down. For lack of hope, how you plan competing with the beast of his least. These cannibals are starving and they ready to feast. You'll find me rolling 20 deep. I'm steady on that creep. So who's really fucking with me? With me, you'll find me rolling 20 deep. I'm steady on the creep. So who's really fucking with me? With me.
Yo, I'm east side swerving, all up on the curbin'. Fiends I be serving, I never stop working. Hoes like twerking, pussy for a person. A lady in the streets, but a freak behind the curtain. I tried to tell her, don't be a pussy seller for a knockoff Coach purse and a fucking cigarella. Say you all about your cheddar, but you know you can do better. Say you looking for a baller, money makes that pussy wetter. On a late night, freak might turn you a trick. For a big face, you might run through a click. On a good night, you might stack you a grip. On a bad night, you might walk away with shit. I tried to tell them hood hoes ain't shit. So pay attention to this lesson when you're stacking your grip. You on a late night creep, homie, bet not slip. Cause these hoes nowadays will make your dick drip. It's like every time I'm rolling, all by my lonely player haters eyes swollen. Trying to figure what the boy Polk Frost is holding. Wheels so clean and the wrist stay frozen. Blowing, come on.
Rolling 20 deep. I'm steady on that creep. So who's really fucking with me? With me, you'll find me rolling 20 deep. I'm steady on the creep. So who's really fucking with me? With me.
I'm rolling inside, see Pirellis in the concrete. See me riding with the homies. Catch me up in the dim lights, a relic from the good life. Except when they beefing with me. See they sensing, I'm seeing them ceasing to breathe. Making deals in the alleyways. If I make it, we all getting paid. Creeping this in the street. Written words, they confessions of darker times. Lyrics bound in pain, gagged and slain.
Hey guys, what's up? This is John from All Points TV, and I think your followers will know you, but I'll introduce you guys to, if there's somebody out there who doesn't already know who you are. This is Polk, we're Project Born, and also Hoodu, both in studio today. So how you guys doing?
We're doing good, man.
Doing good.
Appreciate you having us.
Yeah, well, it's always a pleasure to have you guys in, because I mean, you guys are probably some of the hardest working people I know in the music world locally, and well, Hoodu's not locally actually. He's from the big state of Indiana.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'd like to, we catch up with you every so often, and you guys are still, this is new stuff we're listening to right now, right?
It's older stuff. It's off of the new album coming out. I just kind of, it's kind of like the best of type album. Yeah,
now you see I got your poster up here, and you're gonna have 2 CDs to drop soon, right?
Right.
Yeah, or they already dropped?
They dropped September 1st.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And now we'll go over that too, where people can find them or whatever. But,
okay.
So you guys been here about, last time I think I talked to Chris is about, Polk is about a little bit about a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been busy since then too.
Yeah, man. We working, man. Me and my homies, my guys in the group Project Born, we got some things working on.
Now, how many guys are in Project Born, so we can tell the first-time listener or viewer how many people are working that a part of that lineup?
It's 3 of us. It's me, Frank Nitty, and Pine Capone.
I know they've been here at different times on and off, so we've had them in here too. And you guys are pretty big in this area, and also the group that you guys work with are like 3 or 4 states you guys collaborate with and do different shows in different states. So
Right, yeah.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Got to stay working, man. You know.
Yep. So anyway, we're covering. Both of you guys have stuff to going on, but kind of sticking up with Hoodu's talking about what he's been doing now, and and the project, dropping these 2 CDs is
Right.
This is a big thing, 2 at one time.
There was, I started putting together the CD, and there were so many tracks that I liked off of it. I couldn't do just one CD; it wouldn't all fit. So I did the Smile Now, Cry Later, Volume 1 and 2. So that way, one's a more upbeat and positive type stuff, and then the other one is like deeper, more thinking type tracks. I tried to keep them separate so you could kind of go with one or the other.
Like different moods. I think you got the different packaging
Right,
to indicate
right.
that too. So I mean, now there's a couple of bands that done that. They have like so much material that they just produce. Like they would have one CD and then they release it. I think years ago I was I can't remember the band that did that. Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 or
Oh man.
was it yeah, they did that. God, I can't remember the band, but I can remember but anyway, they do that too. So I mean, and that means you're prolific. That means you're prolific. You got so much stuff there, you just couldn't put it down on one CD.
Right.
It's I didn't know exactly how many tracks that I've done and been a part of until I started going through it, and there's tracks I don't even remember doing.
Now, both of you guys work with other groups. I mean, you basically have your own like solo stuff plus the stuff you do with your normal band, your normal working group, and then you can make guest appearances all over the place, I guess, don't you?
We try to stay a little busy.
If the demand is up, man, you got to feed it. So.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. I mean, and you like working with other people. That's like some people are so like artistic, they have a hard time lowering their their egos a bit to work with other people, and I don't get that from you guys. And you seem like you're on board to help all other people. I think that's pretty encouraging.
Yeah, we always, especially like me. Speaking of me, like anybody in my city, in Flint, I always tell them I support it. I get on Facebook or wherever the social sites, let them know I support Flint music. I share their music and hit them up, whatever. Let them know if I can help them with anything. I'm with it.
Because I think we talked about this one time too. It's like it's not just one genre or 2 genres you work with them or really want to promote. You go across the board on that. I mean, so
whatever. We with it, man. Music is music. I like working with good people, no matter what genre they in.
And I think that's the same thing with Hoodu there. So
Right.
yeah, it's like how many people have you actually worked with? Other organizations, other bands,
man.
whatever.
We're getting up there in age now. I don't even know if we can count all of them.
Didn't count that far.
Now you've been in music. Both of you guys have been in music for quite a while now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like how long would you say, Hoodu?
Oh man, probably around 12, 14 years, something like that maybe.
Probably about the same for you, wasn't it, Polk?
Yeah, I'm pushing like 22.
Wow, just, that's encouraging, and also you guys have you have other pressures. You still try to maintain your artistic output, plus you have the daily grind like the rest of us.
Right.
You got both of you have kids, or
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't know how you guys do it. Let's go. Like, now this summer, were you on tour or anything, or are you heading out on tour soon, or?
Haven't been on tour or whatever. Been doing shows, spot shows here, but we're working on trying to go out on the road once we drop our new CD, whatever, around October.
So it's like you both have got. I mean, I don't know. I respect that. I mean, it's like I do the recordings of other people's stuff. So basically, I sit here, get to I get it going, and then they carry it. But you guys have to do the whole thing. You have you have to do everything. Come up with the material. Fine, you have to have it in mind what you want to do. I mean, I think that's mind-boggling how you guys any musician can keep that all going at the same time.
Being independent, that's why it's like good. Like we working on right now, I'm getting our team together, a good quality team that can handle different aspects of the business, and we focus on being artists and also looking over everything, make sure it's done right. So that's what we're working on right now. It's coming together good.
Now, like I don't know, how does this now? How do you guys go about starting? You're playing, creating music. Do you have a hook in your head or something like that? What promotes the process? What's the genesis of that usually? For
just the beat first. You get the track, and then you just basically just form everything around that. Then you think of the however your process. You write hook first or verses. However, I think we all got different ways of putting the songs together. You know, but it's
yes. Most of the time I go in, if I start recording, I got to hear the beat first, and I write right then. I don't usually have something pre-planned, and it just kind of comes together after about 20 or 30 rewrites and stuff like that.
Now, I guess this is like for musicians who have lyrics. I mean, your lyrics come from personal experiences. Is that true for you as well? Or?
Yep.
Personal experiences or something you've seen, that you can basically tell a story, like reading a book, when they tell fictional stories. Not fictional, but they happen. But you're telling it from your angle, what you've seen.
Well, I guess there might be a degree of fictionalizing because sometimes you have to keep the names of the innocent or guilty kind of away from public consumption. Because let's face it, it'll bite you if it gets out there, and they know too much if you're talking about them. They're gonna find a way of suing you. So.
Right.
But anyway, you had a couple tracks on here, and we'll talk about the one we already played. Well, how long ago was that in the works?
It's been a couple years. I think it was on the outro. It'll be like my third album, I think. That was EV on there with me and Polk, and me and EV used to do a lot of stuff together, a lot of shows and stuff, and we had our own group there for a little bit, and just I don't know, we always meshed together good.
Right.
Now, when you do the collaborative process, do you usually want to be in the same room, or do you like lay down something and send it to the person and see what they can add to it, or how do you guys go about that?
Everybody on that song that you just played is in 3 different states.
Yeah.
So we just get the beat, and send it back to him, and did whatever.
Yeah, it's ideal to have everybody together, but we can't always do that because we're so far apart. So, I mean, I work with artists in the UK and artists in different states, and about all you can do is sometimes just ship it back and forth and do it that way. So
I don't know if you've seen it. I forget what commercial it was, but it talks about how this, the computerization and digitalization has changed the world. And they say like a band in, say, New York City could be a big hit over in Japan before it'll even be heard across town in New York City. So I mean, you have that going on too. A lot of times people will recognize your stuff further away from way outside of your hometowns.
Yeah. And then like with me, when we first started doing back in the '90s, computers you couldn't send no email to nobody to do the song and send it back. You had to be there. Right. And on ADATs and stuff like that. So it's a lot of them changed, and it works out better.
I think it's amazing too, because I mean, I just can imagine years ago when they had to do everything by post. To send everything to a post office, they had like all these reel-to-reels going across.
Reel-to-reels, right?
Yeah, I don't think that probably happened as often as this currently can happen. I mean, really, because the collaborative process is there's probably like a shelf life to it too. Maybe you had a great idea, you have to get right on it that same way the other person you're working with.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, do you want to play the other track, and we'll go on and talk about that?
Yeah, this seems to be most people's favorite.
I'll see if I can pull this up. It's like one thing about the and this one is called Raining Bullets.
Raining Bullets.
Okay.
Me and Polk. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll play this out. I'll have your mics down so you guys can talk amongst yourself, and we'll come back. And we'll play this all the way through, probably. Then, right? All right.
Sure.
You'll find me.
Make it rain, 45 chrome, aiming at your brain. Wicked underground, leaving blood stains on the game. I'm a gangster like Fame, a menace like Kane. Watch me shoot 'em up, bang. I'm the Black John Wayne, kill 'em all, don't explain. The bullets got your name, front line, flick, journal, local rapper gonna sing. What a feeling when I'm killing fake rappers in my lane. It's a shame how you broke motherfuckers try to blame. Go false, cause you lame. You say money ain't a thing, but it's funny how you round town scraping up change. 2 shots, close range, a motherfucking mess. One head, one chest, now it's family do impress. There's a killer out west, and the killer on the east, south side, midwest, in the belly of the beast. I'm a motherfucking beast, rap game is my beat. I'm the best in the streets, Saint Sinner on the beat, yeah.
There's a warning at the end of the street. It says you all about to end and no escape from the dream. And there's no end to the means. The streets are torn apart at the seams. Nobody looking up, cause
raining bullets. There's a warning at the end of the street. It says you all about to end and no escape from the dream. And there's no end to the means. The streets torn apart at the seams. Nobody looking up cause it's raining bullets. How many wishing they could end it right here before they gotta take a look back to see what landed them there? It's like my life's too close to being breathless again, and I'm just looking through the lines and try to read them again. Waste my time, try to find a rewind. My life's on the line, I'm plotting, trying to make a move. Next dude with the attitude is rolling smooth. Nah, dude, I'm just running chasing seconds. Sick of having nothing, I ain't ready for redemption. I'm just trying to get something. See, the world gonna change right in front of our eyes. Can't nobody stop the schemes up inside of our minds. I gotta get it back on this track and take what's mine. Get myself right back up in this crowd. Too many people wishing that they was with us, they ain't ready. Coming back through, we rolling in the black Chevy. And when we hit the spot, press it and lock, it's gonna rain right tonight. At the end of the street, it says you all about to end and no escape from the dream. And there's no end to the means. The streets are torn apart at the seams. Nobody looking up cause it's raining bullets. There's a warning at the end of the street. It says you all about to end and no escape from the dream. And there's no end to the means. The streets torn apart at the seams. Nobody looking up cause it's raining bullets. There's a warning at the end of the street. It says you all about to end and no escape from the dream. And there's no end to the means. The streets are torn apart at the seams. Nobody looking up cause it's raining bullets. There's a warning at the end of the street. It says you all about to end and no escape from the dream. And there's no end to the means. The streets torn apart at the seams. Nobody looking up cause it's raining bullets.
Yeah, anybody who's been around Flint around New Year's Eve knows what that sounds like. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, have you had the pleasure of being around here, Hoodu, for New Year's?
I have not. We have a few people pop off and stuff up there, but
I think Polk can contest to it along with me. It's like it's insane.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I was like one day I was walking across. I was like it was well past the 12 o'clock hour, so I was walking back somewhere. And there was like you can hear it coming down in the trees. Yeah, so I mean anybody's been around here. Now whose idea was that song? Was that yours or?
Just kind of came to. I don't even remember. It came together.
Because I listened to this one. I'm like this could be relevant to anybody from Flint, man.
Right, yeah.
Or probably any other city, I guess. You know, it's got the same problem. Idiots with guns out there just shooting randomly. Right. But anyway, it's a great song. It's got a great feel to it. There. Now let's see. That's like how would you consider that more of the upbeat song, or would you consider that more of a real song, or what?
It could be taken either way, I guess.
If you're singing about it, you've got something to be happy about, right?
Right. And I mean, that's the one that everybody seems to like, is that track more than most of them, and I like it too. It's catchy, and but we've been kind of sharing that around. Me and Polk are talking about doing a album together here later on, and hopefully be that type of music.
See, I'd like to hear that on the soundtrack of a movie, like a movie, man. Right. Especially if we ever made a movie about Flint, that would have to be in there somewhere.
Had it in one of the scenes.
Yeah, it's like it has to be in there.
Right, gotta be. Right.
Because I mean, it's like I hear songs too, and I actually come up with imagery, like Against the Wind. I had the imagery of that, and then years later they came up with the video for that. So Bob Seger's song, and it was like amazing. Whoever did that video had almost the same images I had for that song. So I mean, that doesn't happen too often. But now, do you do videos for your songs?
I have videos for True Life. You say where I do them at?
No, I mean, do you have them? But what do you do down there in Indiana? Or?
Yeah, I do. I do. There's a guy in Indiana we use, Johnny Israel. He's real good at videos. Dude knows what he's doing. So he did a track with me and Ed Money a while back called True Life. And I've got a few just different ones. Whenever we can make a video, we make one.
Yeah. Now, see, years ago, back in MTV days, was when MTV actually played music. I don't know what the hell they're doing now.
I don't know what they're doing now either.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like anyway. That was a big rush. I mean, nowadays it would be so easy. I mean, I've seen fans put together great movies clips for alternative for Star Wars. Could you imagine somebody going out there for their these small bands, rap artists and stuff, coming out there and somebody actually doing that for them? You could be way off the hook with the stuff you got available now. Right. So, I mean, years ago, you look at some of the stuff MTV put out, it was like, it's good. I mean, I'm not going to knock it. It had a huge budget, but nowadays, somebody in their basement could do something just as good and even probably outshine it.
With a camera phone or something.
Oh, yeah. The audio, the video from that's tremendous. I mean, from an iPhone, iPhones are phenomenal. But anyway, now Polk. Now, do you ever do a video for one of your songs? Have you ever done that?
We haven't done it as far as our group, or whatever, in a minute, or whatever. But we're going to have quite a few of them for this new CD.
That's like because I think that's kind of cool. I mean, it's some people said it kind of took away from the music, because it basically didn't allow the listener to come up with their own imagery. But
right.
I think it's just kind of a weird thing to sit in front of a TV and listen to see squiggly lines and listen to music. Mm-hmm. They do that at a few of the other music services. Now, do you have any of your music out on the? Where could people listen to outside of getting your CD? Where could they listen to your stuff, both you and Polk?
For mine, you can go to hoodoo.net. I think there's a little music. I try to keep the info on there. The albums that are coming out September 1st, they'll be for sale, digital or physical there. iTunes. I think I've got a SoundClick page. It's kind of anywhere. You can pretty much just type in Hoodoo and something's going to come up. So same thing with YouTube. Type in my name and I know a lot of stuff pops up. There's videos and live footage and all that stuff. So.
And same thing for you, Paul?
Yeah, same. Yeah, we got some songs on our website, therealprojectborn.com. Like I said, YouTube, go to iTunes, all the Amazon, all that, everywhere. What's that one? Pandora, all that.
So you're on Pandora
Spotify,
too. Yes.
All that. Yes. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. My bad.
Yeah, see that I make this comment during most of the interviews about musicians and music. Years ago, I used to get a record label interested in you. They signed you. They did the promoting, and basically, some people complain about how that limited who was going to be heard. Mm-hmm. But now it's awfully hard for an independent artist like both of you, to actually get the momentum going. And it's kind of you got the availability of the audience, but now getting the audience to listen to what you're doing is that's where the sticking point is, isn't it?
Right. I recently actually took a little break from music for quite a while, and just recently started doing all this, and it seems to be building up fast. I mean, I appreciate everybody that still supports and hits me up on music and stuff, because I was thinking I was gonna have to start all over from the bottom, and come back, and I'm still having to start off a little low, but it's nice that people remember me, he was
having a midlife crisis.
I was
a midlife crisis at how old? No. I think I actually had a midlife crisis when I was reaching 25, because I didn't think I was going to live beyond that. Mm-hmm. I don't know, and totally irrational. And I'm 54, so obviously that didn't manifest. Right. But now what are you guys going to see yourself doing, say 2 years from now? Because I don't want to say 5 years, because let's face it, I mean, you guys done go quite a bit. You've been around for quite a bit. And what would you like to see yourself do in 2 years? That question's for both of you, by the way. So who wants to jump in?
Me, man, 2 years. One thing I want to do in the next 2 years, next year I'm going to drop me a solo CD, because I've always been wanting to make that happen. But 2 years from now, I just want to be in a position to where I could be able to help new artists come up, give them the game that I learned and help them get out there and pursue their dreams, be a factor in the game like that. Because I ain't gonna always be the artist in the forefront. I want to be in the back, showing these young artists how to come up. Because our young artists today, man, they need guidance. They think it's all about going to the studio, making a song, it's done, give it to their neighborhood. But if you really want it, that's what I want to show them. Just be dedicated and have the love for it in your heart, and you can get it. So that's what I want to do, man. Be helping young fellas, young women.
Sounds admirable. So same question you do. So.
Yeah, that sounds. I guess when you get a little older, it's more about stepping back, helping the new era coming in.
All right.
I'd like to be doing pretty much the same thing. Really, I'm working with a few artists now that are just coming up, and I just have a good time doing that, and hopefully show them how to get around what I had to go through, the mistakes I made and stuff, and help them over that. But I mean, other than that, I just help out artists, spend some time with the family.
Now, would you encourage your own family, your own kids? I don't know if for boys or girls, but would you encourage your own kids to go into the business?
If that's what they want to do, they need to be a little smarter about some of it than I was. But if that's what they want to do, I'm behind them.
So now it's like, and you're a part of the production group you guys were all involved with a few years ago.
Split Side.
Mm-hmm. They are I remember one time it was you had shows in 3 different states in one night.
Yeah.
That's a tremendous achievement, you know, for a small production group, and that's bigger now. It's gotten bigger, or what?
It kind of leveled off for a while, but we've actually started building it up again, and it's gonna start coming back real strong. Our whole crew's gonna, you know, we're building it back up, and it's always been around though. It's never gone away.
No, I just think that I was impressed by that number of, you know, shows going up on the same night. It takes a lot of coordination, a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of, you know, let's face it, you got to have the talent pool to draw from.
Right.
So I mean, that's tremendous. Now, what do you what I was gonna say now, if somebody is like, could they contact you? You have somebody out there, maybe, you know, Polk's here in the Flint area, and you're in Indiana. Somebody's out there and they're listening to this, and they're from one of your areas, and they have something. Would you want to say? Would you encourage them to, you know, contact you and see what you can maybe work together and stuff, or are you just more happy with the group you're working with currently?
I'm always open to working with new artists. I mean, not necessarily being new, where anybody, you know what I'm saying? If you about you, it ain't. I mean, they got to be serious artists. That's why I would say that. You can't just come to me and say, I want to do something with you, to do a song, and then you don't try to do nothing with it. But all serious artists, Flint, around the country, we can make it happen. You know.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, like, Tom Sumner, who does a show, he used to do a show from here, he does it somewhere else, but he used to say that the talent pool in and around Flint is about as good as you're going to find anywhere else in the country. And I think that's a very telling statement. It's also a very accurate statement, because we have a tendency that people who aren't involved in trying to talk to people who are doing creative activities in their own area have a tendency to think it only happens in New York or LA. And I've dealt with people and talked to people who I think if they got the attention of the right people, they could have gone further than the people who are currently considered the big name acts.
Right. And then, you know, the thing with Flint, it's a lot of talent, like you said, a lot, but the unity isn't there. Like if all the artists, whether it's rap music, whatever music you do, if we all came together and said, you know what, let's start working together. You got some that work with each other, but a lot of it is distant. A lot of us don't deal with each other, and it's not necessarily beef or nothing like that. Just don't come together. We all came together and said, you know what? Let's put a plan together and get more attention brought to Flint. As far as music-wise, I think we can make a lot of more bigger things happen.
Well, hey, I'm going to put this out there. If anybody is out there who is from the Flint area, and hey, if they're out from the area where Hoodu's from too, I mean, you can contact him probably. Oh, yeah. And you know, if they're really interested in that, I mean, the studio is here in Flint, but if they want to come in here for interviews, or we can even do phone-in interviews, and we can bring up their stuff and play some of their stuff, maybe get them some exposure. Because see, I think that's what it is. We're all Midwestern people. Right. I mean, although I consider Michigan to be the Great Lakes state, but I mean, we're still considered part of the Midwest: Indiana, Ohio, you know, Michigan, and I think we got to kind of have collaborative efforts, because, I mean, let's face it. I mean, we don't do something like that, a lot of people are not going to just simply get recognition they should probably, you know.
Right. Because Flint is known for a violent city, and when you talk violence, don't nobody want to pay attention to no city, because they think we all knuckleheads. So that's what I try to do. I try to, when I get out and network with people, I let them know, look, we can work together, do something. Flint ain't all about what you're hearing. You might hear the bad things going on, everything that's going on, but when it comes to the music, it's good people there that you can, you know, get with and network with and do some things with. So that's what I try to put that off to people when I go to other states. A lot of people hit us up all the time to do work, you know what I'm saying? Because we the type of guys you can approach and, you know, say, hey, what's happening? Let's do something, you know? So
anyway, I guess we're going to wrap this up for today, because, I mean, now thank you very much. I mean, I'm always impressed that Hoodu comes up all the way from Indiana, and you're taking time out of your busy schedule, because I know you're a working man too. So, and I mean, I'm glad you come in here, because I mean, I like to keep in contact. Like I said, it's not the genre I grew up with, you know, the type of music I grew up with, but I appreciate a work ethic. I appreciate people putting themselves out there, and I don't know how many people actually thought about putting yourself out there like you guys do. Right. How demanding physically and emotionally that is on a person. You know?
Man.
It can be stressful. That's for sure, man.
Appreciate you for always, you know, open up your doors for us, man. When we want to come through and, you know, put out a word what we got going on. So,
you know, anyway, and again, we'll give all information where people can reach you. Who do you want to go first, and Polk? Then, you know, or you want to go either way.
You go ahead.
Yeah, it's Hoodu.net is the main website, or you can get hold of me at Hoodu29 at Yahoo. I try to keep that email open for people who want to talk collabs or business or something. Other than that, just Google my name, you'll find it.
And we'll wait till he gets back here. And yeah, so yeah, Polk. So anyway, how people can get hold of you? They on Facebook, obviously, right?
Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Chris Polk, but mainly Project Born on Facebook. Hit us up, therealprojectborn.com, and like if you want to get with us about business or anything, business@therealprojectborn.com. Like you say, if you type in Project Born, a million things will come up, man, and reach out to us.
It's always good to talk to you guys. I mean, I'm always like impressed by your work ethic and also your drive. That's really intense. So thank you again for showing up. And people, like I said, get hold of these guys, man. If you want to hear their stuff, you want to buy their stuff, support them that way. So have a good one, guys, and thank you again.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.